Hello everybody, my name is Gabe, and this is Five Nights at Freddy's. Isn't that fun? Hello. Hope you've had a good week. Mine's been alright. I don't know how long this one's gonna be. I guess I'll figure it out by the end. But yeah, my week's been alright. I need to get a new car. That's fun. My car went for its MOT. I think I said in the last video it failed its MOT. It would cost more to do the repairs to make it pass than it would the car is worth, so that's fun. But I've been looking at a new car and that seems to be going well. It's not too it's not anything impressive, but it's definitely much better, in much better nick than my current car, and it drives, so that's a positive. Work's been interesting. It's been very cold. It's been like icy all week, which is not fun, especially when you're working with horses outside. The water just freezes instantly, and the ponies that we have on the yard, they need to like not slip. One of them's got quite bad arthritis, and the other one puts on weight really easily, so you have to be very careful about like what they're eating and all sorts. So frost on grass is never fun. It kind of makes it really sugary from what I remember. I might be wrong on that. I can always add a fix to that in post. But yeah, it's been really cold. Yeah. I'm not really sure what else to say about that. I normally don't mind the cold. I would much prefer the cold over the summer heat. But yeah, this one's been an interesting week. I've been shivering the whole time. Been having to deal with Bruce getting all annoyed every time I leave the room because he is a clingy little boy, Velcro dog, as some people call Dobermans. The biggest part was the car. Been having to deal with that. My V5, the like document that basically tells people that it's your car. I could only find the back half of it, not the front half, so fortunately my mum found that somewhere in their house, so thank God for that, because otherwise that's like £25 and a not a really long wait. It's like 3-5 days, but would not have been very helpful with having to deal with getting the new car and everything. Went to the vets today for Bruce. He has like a couple lumps between his toes. I don't know if that's something that people are going to want to see on video. Like they're just lumps. But yeah, the vet said he's not too worried about them right now. If he can lose a little bit of weight, that'll probably be ideal. He's about, last I checked, was about 36 kilos and 700 grams or something like that. So because he's a Doberman cross, that's like a little bit chunky. But if he could just lose like maybe a kilo, even half a kilo would probably be good. So he's going to be on a not strict diet, because I don't think he's exactly a gannet. Like he doesn't get fed a shitload of stuff, but it'll be good for him to lose that little bit of weight. And I've got to look into getting some U-Move, which is basically just a joint supplement. He's about 6. Well, yeah, he turns 6 in September. So for a big dog, that's kind of starting to become senior. So just having to keep an eye on him for that. And yeah, he's been doing well, bless him. Right now he is bundled up on the sofa because it's fucking cold. So he is asleep right now behind, like, he's asleep right now downstairs on the sofa while the tumble dryer is working to try and keep the heat going a bit more without having to turn the radiators on. I feel like that's been it. I haven't really been playing many games recently. My brothers and I played some content warning last night. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if it's not something you've heard of. It's basically like Lethal Company, the game where you go around picking up scrap, but instead of you picking up scrap, you're recording videos and like uploading them to what they call SpookTube as like found footage. And it is really fun. Apparently I was very loud last night though. Annabelle was getting a little bit annoyed, which I'm sure did not help with a busy day today at work. So sorry. Aside from that, what else we got going on? Tonight we're going over to my parents. They've been looking after my cousin's dog, just while they're away, so they've been looking after her. So Bruce is going to enjoy meeting her again. He met her once back in August and was obsessed with her. I always say that Bruce's type is girls that aren't interested in him, because he's terrified of other dogs except for the girls that don't want anything to do with him. So yeah, he'll look forward to that, and he can follow her around all night, and she doesn't mind it. She loves dogs, so it's hopefully going to be fairly painless. Annabelle's parents made some bolognese that we can use, so that's going to be good. Love a good mash-up dinner that you can just keep in the freezer and break out every now and then, so got that to look forward to. Got some little bottle of red wine that they gave me as well. I do love my red wine. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at this. I still say far too many times, but I think I'm finding it easier to talk into a microphone without anything else going on, which I think is probably a good thing. It means I can talk a bit more. I had my counseling, when was it? Last Monday as well. It went really well. We talked a lot about my feeling of imposter syndrome that I tend to get, and rejection sensitive dysphoria, which was really useful. It helped me put a bit more stuff into perspective and try and reframe how I think, basically. You know, instead of it being I'm what's the word, like making things difficult for people, instead of that it's no, I'm asking for help and they're going to give it because they're a nice person, as opposed to me going no, they won't want to help, they'll just get annoyed. But yeah, and then yeah, during that counseling session is when I got the call saying that my car was a fail on the MOT, which is fun. It was an interesting morning that day. So because I'd booked it for like 11 in the morning, I take it over to the MOT place. The guys say, oh yeah, no, we can hear the exhaust, it's gonna fail. Take it around to the, because we can't do anything up to when it's by like the engine manifold, I think is what they said. So they can't do anything past there. Take it over to this garage around the corner. They'll be able to do it. Get that booked in. Get a new MOT test booked in before the like time limit, and then we'll see you then. I'm like, great, awesome. So I take it around to this other garage. They go, well, we don't have anything until next week. My MOT was gonna was due to fail this like today, the 11th. So then the guy's like, well, look, they didn't even take it up on the ramp. Take it back to them, have them look at all of the car, figure out what's failed, if it's worth it, like if it's worth repairing this exhaust, if that's the only thing wrong, call us, get that booked in, get it repaired, get the MOT rebooked for the retest, and then we'll work it out from there. So I was like, awesome. So I take it back to the MOT place. Me and Annabelle go out for just a bit of retail shopping. We got a couple vouchers for Christmas, so we were using some of those up. And we got a nice chunk of stuff. Some meats, some cheeses, some wine, some various food from a nice, from M&S, as opposed to our usual slightly cheaper jaunts, which was nice. But yeah, and so we're leaving there. We get a call, and we're leaving, and I'm like, awesome. This is the MOT. It's gone through. I know it's going to be a fail, but I'm going to get told what's wrong with it, and we're going to work it out from there. They call up and they say, because you didn't get back to us in time, someone else took the slot. You're going to have to rebook in with us. I'm like, what? How's that possible? Because I said I booked it in for 11. I got there at like 10:30. They sent me away. I got to the other place. I get back at about like 10 to 11. So I was like, I don't see how that's possible. I even looked at the clock and said to the guy behind the till, awesome, I'm still back in time for the booking. And the guy goes, yeah. So I don't know what went on there. Don't know who didn't speak to who, because I definitely gave the keys over before 11 a.m. And the guy's like, right, okay, I'm going to try and work it out. We'll fit it in today. If not, then I'll call you and we'll work it out from there. So I'm like, yes, do that. And then, yeah, they call me like during my counseling session and they say, it's failed. We'll talk about it when you get here. I was like, awesome. I'll be like an hour and a half-ish because I've got to like organize a lift there because they have my car. And so, and so we get there and he's like, yeah, no, it's not worth it. So that that day we'd already started looking at new cars just in case, and then luckily, because we'd done that, we'd already had a couple lined up. We went to this place just today, this morning, and I test drove it. Oh my god, it is so much nicer than my current car. I love Sneezy. That's what I call it. I love Sneezy. But oh my god, it's fucking loud. So because the issue, like the big issue right now was the exhaust. And so been having to deal with all the time. Not a vibe. I sound like a boy racer without having done any of the boy racer work. So it was nice to get in a car that just sort of starts and it's nice and quiet and it handles nice and easily and the brakes are so responsive and you feel a lot higher up and just all of the outside is just so much quieter. It's so nice. And so yeah, my current car is an 11 plate, so it was made in 2011. So right now that's what, 14 years old. So it's had its fair share of nicks, grazes, all sorts of stuff with me as well. So like I've had it for the last almost 3 years now, and it served me well as a first car. I'm really happy with it, and I do love it, and I'm really gonna miss it because I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say the model just in case that makes it too obvious, but I love Volkswagens. The way they handle is really nice. My driving instructor had a VW Golf and it's so nice. And I think as like a goal car for like in my future, I would want something like a VW Golf because it handles so nicely. And I just really enjoy the layout, all of it. It just, everything makes sense to me in that way. And so as a goal for a car, I would say that a Golf is like a nice one. And I know it's expensive, but it's not insanely expensive. So I feel like maybe in a few years, not a few extra years, I'm hoping that this car lasts me a while now. But in the future, I can invest in some sort of VW Golf or something similar if by that point we have moved on from cars and we're on some sort of stupid hoverboard system. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, picking it up next week, parts exchanging it. I don't know how, but my current car, I'm getting £550 off for it, which I have no idea how. I was surprised that it was going to be worth anything to them. But to be fair, it's got a lot of really nice parts that only got added last year December, so you know, a lot of it is still in pretty pristine condition considering the rest of the car. I haven't booked in another counseling session. They're expensive. I really liked it, but they're very expensive, and it's really hard to, like, in my head, it's really hard to justify it. I know it's useful, but for one, even just the effort of it, I don't always enjoy. So I think in the next week, I'm going to try and book that. And what we've been doing, because like I had an introductory session at the beginning of December, and then like a first actual session on Monday. And so I think what we're going to do is like monthly sessions, if that seems to work, because yeah, they're quite expensive, and I work at a minimum wage place. And although Annabelle earns a little bit more than me, you know, it's not fair on her to be paying for my brain. I think that also might be part of my whole no one else has to deal with it, I'll deal with it, but then I don't deal with it. So the fires in LA have been insane. I can't imagine how stressful it is for anyone living there. I don't know what brought this thought on, but I just wanted to say, like, if you're watching this, for one, thank you for watching this, but if you're watching this from LA, you know, my heart goes out to you. It sounds like such a awful situation to be in, to be thrown into, and I can't imagine how awful it must be to lose everything like that. I've seen so many people getting all like arsey about celebrities being all like, oh, being upset about it. I understand why they would be upset about it. Like, yeah, they're rich, but you know, there's gonna be memories in their houses that they're never gonna get back, and you know, a lot of them are gonna feel very touched by this rather humbling situation and probably want to help others in need, or at least I would hope so, at least some of them, you know. And I think now more than ever, you know, especially LA needs to, you know, help each other. I think it's always been quite a pit for, you know, a lot of people's misfortune, and I think there's been a jarring divide between the haves and the have-nots, and I just think that I hope that something like this brings everyone together and they can get through this together. I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of people that have come out of this the other end and really opened their own eyes. And I think I'm hoping that some of them want to do some good, because even you're not even considering the wildlife that's been affected by this. You know, you saw it with Australia's wildfires a couple of years ago, and you know there's a good chance that might happen again this year. And you know, you just think about the wildlife that lives in LA, and again, yeah, I work with animals, and it's hard not to worry about how they're doing as well, because this is like an apocalypse situation to them. And yeah, the amount that have probably just died from mere shock of all of this is insane. And you know, as well as wildlife, there's pet owners and the pets, and again, that's going to be such a massively stressful circumstance for everyone involved. You know, rescues, pounds, you know, anything. It's going to be so hard for everyone when you think about, you know, the amount of animals that have such specific needs that are just being ousted from, you know, their safe space, and they don't know why. You know, hopefully they haven't had to look at the fire and experience it themselves, but they're just cast out of their house that has now disappeared in front of them. I don't know. I think, yeah, like I say, my heart goes out to everyone involved in all of this, and thank God that there are firefighters, and thank God for those Canadian heroes that have been dropping water everywhere. You know, those, I can't think what they're called now. Again, this is something that I'll probably be able to edit in after, but you know, the planes and helicopters that have been able to drop water and just get it spot on and completely douse an entire wildfire. It's, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's good. It's good. But yeah, on a lighter note, I keep staring at buying more Pokemon cards. I keep thinking about going back to my local store, because they've got like single packs of Pokemon booster packs, like, you know, just one packet, and they've got a bunch in like in a box. I don't know what it's called, but like, you know, the ones where it's like you can see the front of it and then you grab one out, little shelves basically. And so I really want to go back and get some more of those, because I really enjoyed opening Pokemon packs. I really enjoyed the vibes that they have there. It just felt so calm and just a nice vibes. The loyalty card system is really nice as well. It keeps me thinking about it. I'm not sure what their plan is with the new expansion coming out, you know, the Prismatic Evolutions one. I'm not sure, because they were doing like pre-orders a while ago, back in like November, but they haven't like redone any more like talking about it or anything like that. The guy had to like stop any more pre-orders because he was like struggling to keep up with like allocations for everything. So I might see if maybe the weekend after they come out, I might pop down and see if, even if they've just got like some singles that I can buy a couple of, because I just like opening packs. I don't mind spending too much money or only a little money. I just want to, I just like the feeling of opening packs, and not even just the chance of getting something, but like just it's nice. They do have some Japanese packs as well, so I might look into a couple of those because I know that those are quite popular as well. Trying to work out birthday presents for Annabelle. Her birthday is like a little bit after Valentine's Day, so I've got to work out Valentine's, birthday, and then all sorts of other stuff in between. So it's been a lot of fun of trying to work out everything. She likes her presents. I mean, I like getting presents and I like giving presents, but she loves presents and everything involved with presents. So it's a lot of fun with that, and she's very curious but respectful of the surprise of it all. She really enjoys being surprised with those kinds of presents, but hates not knowing things. So I'm gonna have to do some working out on that. Yeah, this might be a bit of a shorter one just because fucking cold and I don't know what else to talk about, but I'm hoping that, you know, it's been a nice week for everyone. Again, you know, I understand in California maybe not so much of a nice week. I hope that it can improve soon, although I know it will be really hard for a very long time. But yeah, just, yeah, if they're still going on, just stay safe. I think, you know, as of recording this, they're really struggling still, and I just hope that everyone's okay. What have I been watching recently? I finally got Annabelle to start watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, my favorite anime. So yeah, we only just recently watched episode 4, and if you know, you know. But she's really enjoying it. She loves the sort of mystery of shows and intrigue, and she loves asking me what's going on while they're explaining what's going on. Or right after they've explained what's going on because she hasn't paid attention. That's always fun. One of the podcasts that I listened to, the newest Olympian, there was one episode where Mike, the presenter, was explaining how his wife will often do that, and they'll be, you know, being like, oh, but what does this mean, you know, who are they talking about and stuff like that. And he just goes, he just checks how long is left of the film, and he goes, oh, well, there's 45 more minutes left of this film, so maybe they'll explain it in there. I really enjoyed the like passive aggressiveness. That's just it was perfect. And so I have started trying to use that with Annabelle because it's just funny. I did explain this to her before I did ever say this, because I think she would actually get so annoyed at me if I didn't give her the warning of like, look at this funny thing. So she is aware of where I got it from and what it means, because yeah, otherwise she would have been very arsey and not very happy with me. I think I'm gonna call it here. Yeah, so I hope everyone who's watching / listening to this has a good week. I will see you next time, and stay safe and stay Markipliering or something. Goodbye.